Welcome back to the Marlins here on OOTP 26. And the season hasn't quite started yet because we have made a couple waiver claims here. Two of these guys are going straight to our big league roster, and then one of them we are attempting to pass through waivers again and hope that nobody claims him because, we already claimed the guy when we had like the lowest waiver claim coming off our season. So, hopefully nobody claims him again and we could just have him in AAA as a depth option for us. But one of the guys on the big league team that we have claimed is Will Warren of the New York Yankees. Just across the board, looking like a solid starter option or multi-inning reliever. He's been in the New York rotation the past two seasons, hasn't really done too much there. Has kind of struggled. They've been like slightly below league average in their rotation, so he's going to come in here and be a part of our bullpen to start. And we'll see how things go. If we need some starting innings, he'll be an option for us. And we also picked up Liover Piquero from the Minnesota Twins, who they waived for whatever reason. I guess they got from... How did they get this guy? He was at Pittsburgh, traded last deadline from Pittsburgh to Minnesota for Bailey Ober and this, whatever prospect. So we now have Liover Piquero, who spent half a season on the Twins, doing pretty well for them. And look at this guy's ratings: 55 contact, 55 BABIP, 55 gap power. He doesn't have a ton of pop or eye, but he's got that BABIP and the gap power with a decent speed profile. He's got 65 range, 60 turn DP, and I was like, hey, this guy's a 55 shortstop, a 65 second baseman. Why not just claim this guy and just say, hey, Orlando Arcia, get the hell out of here? So Orlando Arcia's already been DFA'd before he even played the game for us. We also DFA'd Dax Fulton, who's currently hurt, and was just the most obvious guy to DFA in the roster. Even though he does have option, he has one more option. I was just like, hey, man, you're definitely one of the lower tier guys in the roster, so we DFA'd him. Coming back from a torn labrum. If he gets claimed, he gets claimed. It'll be whatever. So he basically, it was what was it? It was Warren taking Fulton's place in the 40-man. Then we also had to send down a guy because Peguero was a straight 1-for-1 replacement with Arcia, and just the most obvious guy to send down. I should say most obvious. It just came down to a numbers game, really. It was just Nardi had not had any of his options used yet. It still says he has none, even though I just optioned him. So he still has 3 option years for whatever reason, despite me just using one. But he had 3 option years, so I was just like, hey, man, just go down to AAA. You'll be back at some point. But for now, you're going to be in AAA, even though you've been one of our best relievers the past 2 seasons. It was just a numbers game. If we take a look at our pitching staff here, you look at the options category. Really, it was just, he was the only guy who had a 0 in this category that wasn't like Sean Manaea, who obviously I'm not going to send down. I didn't want to send down Bender again. I didn't want to send down Max Meyer, so Nardi just drew the short straw. The second there's an injury, Nardi will be back up in the big leagues, and that'll be that. But now we are attempting to pass Curtis Mead through waivers, so I should show you Curtis Mead from Australia. That was a horrible impression. 6'2", righty, first base. Used to play a little third base, but now he's just a first baseman. I've always liked this guy simply because I've just always been an appreciator of the Rays, and I think Australian baseball players are cool. So I've just always been a fan of Curtis Mead. He hasn't panned out for them. They've actually never played him in the major leagues in the entirety of this universe. He started in Double-A for whatever reason in 2025. He's been in Double-A and Triple-A last year, and he has no options. He's 26. His bat looks like it could be decent. He's got the 60 contact. It's mostly avoid K, but he does have the 50 BABIP with the 55 potential, and then the 50 gap power with 55 potential, 45 power, 45 eye. So it's not the best bat in the world, but I just like him. I claimed him as a depth first base option for us, right-handed bat. If we can pass him through waivers, which we are attempting to do, that'll be fantastic. Also, I meant to drop our base running aggressiveness down a bit because I feel like last year we're still stealing a decent amount, but I feel like our base running aggressiveness was too aggressive to we were running into outs. So I come in here to adjust this, and I find out that Clayton McCullough is starting to be like, hey man, I control the entire base running game. What the hell, man? No, you don't. So Clayton McCullough, we might start getting to that point where, after this season, we might be like, hey man, we're going to be bringing in an unproven guy at manager, and then just saying get the hell out of here because we want to be able to edit this stuff. What? Oh my god. What the hell? And then I'm like, okay, we're tapping on here, and somehow even like look at this. I never selected this. I never at any point clicked here. Never. It just always was selected. So I selected two guys in like AA, hit release players thinking those are the only guys that were selected, and apparently, just like it did just here, auto-selecting Elvis Peguero, it auto-selected Manuel Rodriguez, and it released, just straight up released Manuel Rodriguez. So now we just gotta, I can't, even in commissioner mode, I can't just put him on the fucking team. So I can change his contract, but there's nowhere to be like, hey, go on this team. All right, I guess there's no way to put Manuel Rodriguez on the team, so the game just fucked us out of a useful reliever that we liked. So now we gotta go back down to AAA here, and we've gotta bring Nardi back up to the big leagues. We wasted a Nardi option for no reason, and the game is just all around just fantastic. Just fantastic stuff, folks. There's nothing wrong with it. The game's the same it's always been. I've definitely had issues with auto-selecting bullshit that I never even fucking selected. I've definitely had issues with that in the past. Oh, yeah, for sure. The complaining man makes an appearance every goddamn episode. And every goddamn episode, it's a new thing. So a quick little check-in here. It is May 23rd, and things have been very weird here in Marlins land, here in Fishtown. We're 23-24, like I said. Second place, but we're way the hell behind the Phillies, who have gotten off to a great start this season. Us and the Mets are both kind of just struggling, and then the Braves are right there as well. But, we're still there in the wild card mix. And the big thing is, you can see here, like, our ERAs, the pitching has been fantastic this season. You look at these ratings, or I guess it's been, yeah, the ERAs have just been great. The second best ERA pitching overall, fifth starter, second bullpen, third least amount of runs allowed. The WAR isn't that great, but we're doing a great job of limiting runs, limiting BABIP. We're giving up home runs a decent amount and not striking out people, but we're playing good defense and we're managing to not allow runs. But you can see here the offense has just been dreadful. Like, we were nowhere near this bad last season offensively, but this year it has just been like an all-time bad offense. You take a look at this lineup here. We just recently had Wilfredo Lara go down with a sprained elbow. Had 3 weeks on it, so I was just like, even though it's just a moderate throwing injury, I was like, hey man, just go on the IL. He's been fine. You can see here, like, slightly below league average at the major league level. He's been fine, but the thing is, he's been fine. Nobody else has been great. You can see, like, Brooks Lee's got a 99. We just called up a Shedry Vargas because I was like, we just need something here. He was down in AAA doing the damn thing. So we just need something here in the big leagues. Hopefully he gives us some sort of spark, because the offense is just down in the dumps right now. And a big reason for that is, you may be able to see it, Ronny Mauricio has gotten off to a just all-time bad start. He was the DH, has a minus 1.8 WAR with a 0 WRC+. He is the DH, and he has a 0 WRC+. Let me say that again. He is the designated hitter, and he has a 0 WRC+. Fair to say he's not doing his job. So, don't know what the hell has gotten into him this season, but he has just been completely a disaster. So right now, he's not even playing in the starting lineup. I've thought about sending him down just to, like, play him every day and just, get his confidence up or something. I don't even know. I don't even know if they even work in this game. But right now, we got Vargas playing third against lefties. He's still in the lineup as DH because Paula doesn't play against lefties. But we might just send him down, honestly, because he's not really that useful as a bench player like this. We could always call up somebody like Peyton Eels. Unfortunately, Starlin Caba came back from his rehab assignment and then immediately tore his hamstring while on a rehab assignment. So Uh, has not been in the big leagues yet this season. And it's a shame, too, because as you can see, Max Acosta has been playing a shit offense at shortstop. So the reason why we started him at shortstop and not Cabo was because we were like, hey, he's proven he can do the defense, and his bat should theoretically be really good, but it just has not been. He has been playing a decent shortstop, not the best, but a decent. So at least we have that going for us. But if Cabo was here, we would be giving him a decent amount of shortstop looks. Peguero has actually been good off our bench. Maybe we should give him some more run, but it's like where? Second base? That's Brooks Lee. He's one of the only guys who's like getting on base for us. Top of the order. He's getting on base, but nobody else is driving him in here. You'd see like even Agustin Ramirez, his numbers are like he's slightly above league average. He's been fine. Like I said, everybody else though just not great. Derek Hill's been down offensively. Kyle Tucker's had a bad offensive year. Luis Robert Jr. has not been great. Drew Gilbert's not been good on the bench. We talked about Mauricio. Brooks Lee's been fine. Graham Pauley's had a down year. You can see here 74 WRC plus after those back-to-back 2 war seasons for us with like a 122-ish WRC plus back-to-back years. And now all of a sudden he's not doing so hot for us. It's still May. There is still time to turn things around, but things are not looking great. We've been playing De Los Santos more. He's starting to come around, give us some pop in the lineup. He's got a 500 slugging, but he does nothing else for us. He also strikes out a good chunk. Joe Mack, you can see here, striking at his bench player a ton. And there's really no immediate option. It's like who would he call to spark the offense? Somebody like Connor Norby, who has not been good for us in the offense in the major leagues. Maybe Peyton Eels, possibly, maybe. But where would we play him? Would he be a 5'5" DH? Maybe we move Paulie. I don't even know. I don't even know what we would do. Brooks Baldwin, whose gap power is 45, I don't think he's going to give us a big boost. He is hitting in AAA, but it's AAA. And also, once again, where is he going to play? Third, I guess? But then where does Vargas play? I should mention we do have a good development here. Brendan Summerhill, remember him, our first-round pick in 2025, 7th overall. He's been an A-ball the past couple of years, just kind of doing his thing. A-ball in 2025 didn't really do much. And then 2026, he put up a 2.5 WAR, did not really hit that well. But then this year, he's made the jump to Double-A, and he's been lighting up Double-A down in Pensacola. There's just something in the water down in Pensacola, man. I mean, right now, he's on pace to be like the MVP of that league. So I think we're just going to let him cook down there, and maybe we have a third straight Pensacola League MVP. There's just something down in the water there, down there, man. I mean, I don't know what else you can say. I don't know if it's the Craig Finn sort of attachment, but hopefully he can keep developing here, and maybe he's more of a Derek Hill replacement because we have him, and then we've also got Dylan Head, who's in Double-A, performing quite well for us. So we've got multiple guys who can play a really damn good outfielder, look like they could be above average major league bats as well. So that's very enticing, very good to see. Oh, and another development we should talk about is that Yuri Perez here was just dreadful in the rotation. He got 6 starts in the rotation and was just terrible. So we just had to make the move to put him in the bullpen. He's got 9 appearances down there. He's been a little bit better, but he's still giving up a shit ton of home runs. He's just still not really doing that great for us. I guess the K rate and the walk rate aren't that bad, but he's given up a ton of home runs. Even with this all-time low BABIP, he's just giving up a ton of home runs. So hopefully that can come down here. We'll probably take him out of the stopper role, put him as a middle relief stopper secondary, or maybe long relief secondary, and see if we can get him going in the bullpen. And then we've also got Will Warren now in the rotation, because you can see here his overall numbers are great. His splits... he was really, really good in the bullpen. We moved into the rotation, did not do so hot. So after his 3rd start in the rotation, he hasn't had his time come through again. But next time he starts, he's going to be a follower, and then Cody Funderburk is going to be the opener for him. So we'll see if we can raise our way to a little victory there with an opener follower strat in one of our rotation spots. But let's see if we can just get the offense going here. We've made a couple changes. We got Peyton Eels on the team now. We're going to see if his bat can lend a spark to the offense here. He's not really playing much against right-handed pitching, but then against left-handed pitching, he is our DH. And then he's also one of our main pinch hitters and pinch runners as just a super fast 5'5" guy. Don't really know if it's going to change much, but we sent down Mauricio. Hopefully his bat can get going in AAA and come back at some point because we need his bat. And so far, we just haven't gotten anything from it. Folks, I don't know what's going on here, but we're starting to turn things around town, baby. June 18th, we're 39-30, as you can see. We just swept the Philadelphia Phillies at home, took it to them, 5-3, 9-5, 3-0. You can see we swept the Giants before that. We took 3 out of 4 from Colorado in Coors. We took 2 out of 3 from San Francisco before that. And then in May, we took 2 out of 3 from Detroit, 2 out of 3 from Colorado. We lost the series to the Jays, but we swept the Red Sox before that, 2 out of 3 to the Cubs, 2 out of 3 to the Brewers. And then, so yeah, this is basically here is when we started turning things around. May 15th, we started just suddenly winning more games here, and now we're mid-June, and we are rocking a pretty little win streak here, 13-2 in the month of June. Really turned things around here. We're up to 6th in runs scored. Somehow, we're scoring more runs here, folks. Literally all I've done is our lineup is Ashedri Vargas is up. He got off to a slow start, but as you can see, he's currently on fire. We take a look at his splits here. May was not doing so hot. Here in June, though, he's starting to figure out Major League pitching, folks. So Vargas is up here. Hopefully he starts turning into a superstar-capable player like he looks like he might be able to. And we also have Starlin Caba now. We sent down Acosta. Starlin Caba is now our shortstop. Unfortunately, he has a fragile injury proneness now because he's had a bunch of injuries. All like very nagging, like couple day, and then he's had these 2 multi-week ones this season, and now all of a sudden he's fragile at 21 years old. But what can you do? What can you do? You'd also see Peyton Eels in a little bit of time is actually raking for us. Agustin Ramirez is starting to really just swing it well. He's got a 3-WAR, 164 WRC plus, just tearing the cover off the ball right now. And then the other change that we made was we're bunting. We're starting to sacrifice bunt, folks. Uh-oh. Jersey's doing some old school baseball here. Jersey's playing small ball. Folks, anything is possible. And no, I did not mean to quote Jason Tatum quoting Kevin Garnett. Uh-oh, folks. Who's letting us win games here? We go in and sweep the Orioles, too. Close games. 2-1 win and extras here. Christian Scott pitches a good game. Perez has a good 2/3. Meyer, good innings, or good inning, and then Nardi comes in and pitches 3 innings. Shuts the door. Holy hell. And Felix Bautista blows it for them. Was that... He gave up a run, he has a .7. Was that his first run given up all season? But then you got this 2-1 win the next day. Eking 1 out. Barely getting any hits. Just barely enough to get the job done. Kyle Tucker gets a double. So does Peguero and Gilbert. And Michael King goes 7 1/3 strong. Bender and Hudson shut things down. And then that third game, a 2-0 shutout. Sean Manaea, 6 innings strong. And then Meyer and Nardi come in to close the door. And suddenly, the win streak continues, folks. Hot damn, how about another sweep there, folks? Even including a 12-2 victory. It's 3-2 over the Mets the first game. Who's this? Ryan Weathers gives up 2. Offense picks him up. It don't matter. Garrett, Peguero come in there, shut the door. Then you got the next game here, a 12-2 victory. Thunderberg opener, solid. Walks 2 guys, but gets out of it. Warren, solid enough, 6 2/3. Then Perez shuts the door. And we win the damn game, 12-2 here, folks. And then 4-1 to close out the series. Christian Scott pitched that one. Hudson, Meyer, and Bender in the pen. The offense, Derek Hill, 7th home run of the season. Luis Robert doubled. How did the offense do in this 12-run game? Ramirez with 2 doubles. Tucker with 2 doubles. Vargas hits his 2nd home run of the season. Robert hits his 10th. Brooks Lee hits his 6th. The boys are doing things suddenly, folks. Oh, and there it is. Finally, winning streak of 15 finally comes to the end as a 2-0 loss to the Atlanta Braves. Michael King goes 6 2/3 strong. but then the rest of the offense doesn't do anything as we get shut out by Seth Lugo, Giovanni Soto, and Aaron Bummer, who picks up his 20th save of the season for the Atlanta Braves. Oh, well, look at that. Pitcher of the Month, Max Meyer, gets us the National League Pitcher of the Month as our stopper. Coming out there, doing damn well. His splits in the month of June. Oh, yeah. 6.01 ERA plus, 57 FIP minus, a .71 ERA, a 2.45 FIP. The guy is, he's just damn good in the bullpen for whatever reason. I mean, it's not for whatever reason. He's got good stuff. Not quite good enough to be a starter, but very good multi-inning reliever. And then you also may have seen that Dylan Head here, Southern League Batter of the Month, he's suddenly got a 3.7 WAR with a 140 WRC plus down in Double-A. And then we've also got Brendan Summerhill, who's got a 2.9117, so he's starting to cool off. Dylan Head's starting to heat up. It's a race here to see who wins the MVP. At this point, Dylan Head, he's got the edge. Suddenly, I'm realizing that I might need to choose my words more wisely when describing a man named Head. Folks, we've done it again. We're back on the winning schneid here. I guess it's not a winning schneid. That's the wrong word. So we lose that series to Atlanta. We lose the series to the Mets. Then we go into July. Or no, we split the series. It was a 4-game set with the Mets. We split it 2 games to 2. Then we take 2 out of 3 in Wrigley. And then we take on the Reds, sweep them. And we are currently 1 game out of first place here in the National League East. We have a huge lead on that top wildcard spot. Things are looking good all of a sudden here in Miami. And now we have reached our destination here. It is July 11th. It is time for the first-year player draft. We are tied for first place in the National League East all of a sudden. And we also have 1 game left in the series here. We could possibly sweep the Boston Red Sox, and that would propel us, assuming depending on what happens in the Phillies game, that could propel us into the top spot in the National League East. But we're not going to send that quite yet. We're going to go over how our team has been doing overall. So take a look at the team stats page. That just monster month of June, and then so far here in July, 8-1, have just absolutely catapulted us to contention here in the National League East. Somehow, the runs scored has gone down a little bit. This was like 6th at one point, and now it's tied for 8th, but it also was wasn't it 15th at one point? So, the offense still not good, still need to be improved at the deadline or something, whatever we could possibly do, but the pitching has just been so good. First in ERA overall with the starters and the bullpen, first in runs allowed, only 5th in WAR, but top 5. First in hits allowed, opponent's average, BABIP, 4th in home runs allowed. This was pretty high, now it's dropped down. Walking a decent amount of guys, not striking out the most, but not the end of the world either with either of these 2 numbers. 7th is perfectly fine, respectable. And then the best defense in the National League. That's what we do here, pitching and defense. And then taking a look at said pitching staff, we will sort this by innings pitched here. And Michael King actually has been the starter who has had a down year. Last year would have won the Cy Young if there wasn't a man named Shohei Ohtani in the league. But this year, Michael King's been weirdly not great. He's been slightly below league average in both his ERA and his FIP, both sitting at 4.6. But the rest of the staff just been lights out. Sean Manaea got a 2 WAR. He's been steady as anything. Ryan Weathers, super steady for us as he always is. Christian Scott has been really good in that 5th starter role. He's more of the 4th starter at this point because Will Warren is a follower, and he's actually been damn good. You take a look at his stats here. He got his 3 regular starts, was not that great. He's moved back to being a reliever as a follower, and now he's doing the damn thing, pitching very well. And Cody Funderburk has been his opener, who has been a mixed bag, but good enough, I would say, in 9 starts as an opener. And then he's been really good as a regular reliever as well. Max Meyer has been really good as our stopper. He's got 70 innings out of the bullpen. Braxton Garrett was a stopper, but he was kind of struggling. We've moved him to a avoid high leverage, long relief secondary role in middle relief, and he's been, you can see here, on fire. So starting to come around there in the bullpen. Yuri Perez, Yeah, so he had like a weird month of June where he was like really good at the ERA, but was not really. He had to give it still too many home runs, and then here in July in a two and 2/3 innings, he's been really really good. So there's no reason why these ratings should be struggling, but so far this season he is. So hopefully he can get settled as the season goes on, because we're gonna need somebody like him in the postseason for sure. And we got, like I said, Thunderberg. Brian Hudson's been solid. Andrew Nardi's been really, really good. 6.43 ERA plus. He's got a sub-1 ERA, sub-2 FIP, striking at 32.7% of batters. He's got the highest K-minus walk on the team. Peguero, he's been really good. Bender's kind of been whatever, to be honest, but, serviceable enough. He's been good with the ERA. He's just been kind of getting lucky with the FIP, and he's giving up too many home runs. So, like him, Perez, Garrett, a little bit of Meyer, a little bit of King, a little bit of Manaea, giving up a bit too many home runs, but definitely Bender and Perez and Garrett are like, Bender and Perez, I would say, are the huge, like, these guys need to calm it the fuck down with giving home runs, because we cannot be doing that. Taking a look at our shitty hitting this season, sort this by WAR, we do have two 3-WAR players in Agustin Ramirez and Brooks Lee. Agustin's been doing it mainly with the bat, a 153 WRC plus as a catcher, 19 doubles, 18 home runs, leads the team with the home runs. He's second on the team in doubles, also has the most runs driven in. He's just phenomenal, folks. I mean, he is so damn good. Agustin Ramirez, I mean, what can you possibly say about this guy? We probably should be extending him, but he's gonna want a pretty penny, and we also don't have the money to extend him. So, if we give him like an 8-year thing or something like that, we can't even give this to him yet, because we can't afford this season. So this off season we're gonna have to do some serious like money management, trying to figure out what we're gonna do with our books, because we need to open up some cash so we can secure some of these young guys on our team. Or figure out what we're going to do with Agustin Ramirez. But right now, he's our best hitter by far. And then Brooks Lee, above league average bat this season, 20 doubles, walking a ton, not striking out, getting on base, top of our order. But he also is just phenomenal with the glove, an 8.7 ZR at second base. Really, really good. I mean, we have just elite middle infield defense here in Miami. You got Brooks Lee at second base, and then you got Starlin Caba, who can't hit worth a lick, but damn can the guy field. He's already got his 2.9 ZR at shortstop in 25 games. But I mean, you look at these ratings. I mean, we just such a good defensive infield up the middle. And then, you got Derek Hill, who's starting to turn things around at the bat a little bit here. You can see he's on a hot streak, and he still plays a very, very good defensive center field at 8.2 ZR. So, the bat's starting to not be what it was, but still on pace to be a very, very good player for us in defensively, as at least that. Kyle Tucker struggled with the bat this season so far, 91 WRC plus. He does have 20 doubles, which is tied for the team lead, 10 home runs. He's not really walking a ton, but he's also not striking out. He's not getting on base. We need to figure it out. Come on, man. We need some Kyle Tucker hitting, because that's what you're on this team to do, and so far this season he has not done that. And then Luis Robert also struggled with the bat this season. He's been good in the field, but he's been struggling with the bat for whatever reason. 16 doubles, but 11 home runs still. What can I say other than just pick it up on offense? Drew Gilbert's been actually pretty solid as a fourth outfielder for us. Davison De Los Santos has come in and be a DH in first base. He's been solid with 11 doubles and 17 home runs. Has given us some serious pop that we were missing. Peguero's still been solid as a backup. Wilfredo Lara's backup. He's kind of slipping, but he's our third baseman right now. Caba I talked about. Peyton Eels has been good in a bench role and also playing against lefties. Joe Mack's been struggling, and Vargas we sent him back down once Wilfredo Lara came up, and then I think something else happened, and then we called him back up. Or Pauly, we sent down Graham Pauly because he was performing so poorly. And Vargas we have DHing right now because we just don't have a spot for him in the position in the field, and he just hasn't been hitting. So DH probably not the best spot for him right now. So we might possibly send him down to AAA and then maybe call up like Curtis Mead or maybe give Ronny Mauricio another run at DH and just see if he can figure things out because he's been hitting well in AAA. So I don't know. Maybe his confidence is back up. That's probably the most obvious choice. Curtis Mead is an option. He's been raking in AAA as well. But then, like I said, I sent down Graham Pauley because he was just really, really bad. Not hitting at all. Negative WAR because he's not hitting. And his first base has slipped as well. He's been putting up some good ZRs at first base for us in previous seasons. 6 ZR last year at first. This year, though, not playing good defense and also not hitting. So he's been useless. Now he's down in AAA. And Dylan Head here, 4 WAR, 142 WRC plus. We might be getting to a point where we're like, hey man, we might need some bats at the major league level. Do we call him to the AAA? See if he can start working his way through there, or do we call him straight from AA to the big leagues if we need him at some point? He is on the 40 man because we needed to protect him from the Rule 5 this past offseason, so we'll have to see how things go, but he might be a candidate to be on the big league team at some point this season. I also wanted to highlight Jacob Miller here, who's just kind of a guy who came out of nowhere for us. Been in AA this season, tearing things up in the AA rotation at 15 starts. He's got a 3 WAR, 2.56 ERA, 2.73 FIP. Really, really good player down in AA. We'll probably just call him up to AAA right now, to be honest. Spend the rest of his season there. And maybe he ends up in the big league at some point this season. Another possible bat option for us would be Gabriel Gonzalez, who does actually DH a lot in AAA. So he's already got the DH part of his DNA. Could be an option. He is on the 40 man, so he's an option. Gabriel Gonzalez, Ronny Mauricio, Curtis Mead, Ronnie Simon, maybe. I also think I'm going to send down Joe Mack because he's on the team for his offense and he's not performing offensively. His framing's been okay this season. I think we're going to send down Joe Mack. We're going to call up Palma as our backup catcher. And then we're going to send down Vargas. And we are going to call up... We're just going to give it to Mauricio. Mauricio is going to get that shot at DH. Hopefully he can figure out the bat. And something like that. Alrighty, we are geared up and ready to go here for the first year player draft. For you, this is seconds later. For me, this is a couple days later because I had to go kill some bugs in some Deep Rock Galactic. So now we are here ready to hop into the 2027 draft. And let's just do that. Boom. Right in here. Number 1 overall for the Chicago White Sox is Clay Redmond from Glencoe in Hillsboro, Oregon. I'd imagine that he's fake. I'd imagine that everybody at this point is going to be fake for us, considering like 90% of the class was fake last year in Season 2. So yeah, let's just go. First overall, we see that. Now we go to our pick, which is 32, because we had the best record in Major League Baseball last year, miraculously. So now all the way to the 32nd pick here, and we have ourselves... well, first of all, who do they think where's the... Yeah, it's draft pool. They think we were going to take Eric Kaufman from Christopher Columbus High School in Miami, Florida. That would be interesting, taking another Miami guy. I do like this bat. We all have talked about how much I like... or I've talked about how much I like the high BABIP, high gap power guys. He looks like he could even have 50 power and 55 I to go along with it. Now, usually I like pairing the gap power with good speed, but I mean, this guy's bat does look legit as fuck. So that is something interesting. There are some guys who are projected to go a lot sooner who are still here, like Tom McCauley from New Mexico, University of New Mexico. Another high gap power guy. His bat honestly looks even better because he has a better power, better eye potential. The BABIP's not as high, but the avoid K is still really good. The other guy has 85 power or gap power. He has 80. But then this guy also looks like he could give you an actual like good corner outfield. Maybe he'd be borderline for us. 55 range isn't really something I think is going to hack it too much, but we could try him there. Not really a first baseman. You could throw him there if you wanted to. But yeah, this guy looks decent. This guy definitely looks good. We like the high adaptability baseball IQ as well. So like that, in my mind, that would help with like dev lab stuff too. Then there's also Tom Donahue from Westmont. Also looks like he has a really good bat. High BABIP, high gap power, high eye. No defensive home except for first base, which he has never played. He also has adaptability IQ. He's also from a town that's not like place and place. It's not like two descriptors put together. It's not like Oak Forest. It's not anything like that. Somehow it's Glenview. That's not an Illinois town name. Get it right. Then we've got Jose Calderon, not to be confused with the former point guard in the NBA, but another guy who looks like he has a damn good bat from Belvedere, New Jersey. Interesting. I mean, there's a lot of interesting bats here. Armando Gutierrez, he's interesting. He's got really, really good defensive catcher, really, really good eye, power, gap, BABIP bat, but he's going to strike out like 45% of the time, which basically, in my mind, completely cancels out all the rest of this stuff because he's just going to strike out way too much. On paper, though, this bat, though, like the 3 true outcome style bat, 6'6", really good defensive catcher. That is high adaptability, high work ethic. That is a crazy, crazy outlook. I mean, there's a lot of guys. CJ Hyman here, or Hyman. He's currently hurt while playing in the draft league. Got an interesting bat. I would like to see the gap power be a bit higher if I was going to take him here. Jeremy Rodriguez, no. Adam Bloomfield. Now, this is the type of bat that I'm usually talking about, where I'm like the high contact gap power, good speed profile, but he's a first baseman. And there's some other better bats, but this guy definitely like if in any other year, because it feels like this is like a really good draft class. Like we're picking 32nd, and we've got our pick of guys like this, and guys like this, and even guys like this. Like it's a damn good draft class. You got Gavin Schuster. Look at this guy. This guy's the serious thing. He's better than Kaufman. This Gavin Schuster guy. He once again, this is like a third base. He's not a second baseman. He's never played third base, but this is third base. 85 speed, breaks the 20 to 80 scale with the speed. Really good speed profile, 70 BABIP potential, 75 avoid K potential, 85 gap power potential to go along with 55 power and 50 eye potential. Committed to Boston College, 18 years old, going to a Delaware Valley high school. This guy looking damn good. You got Tyler Murphy here, not as interesting. I mean, Gavin Schuster, honestly, he might be the guy that we're falling in love with here. You also got George Mika. Okay. Jesus. There are quite a few. Now, we do have high accuracy on some guys. Quite a decent amount of guys. I could have sworn that I had Meekhoff in the Combine, but I guess he just didn't get scouted to above average, but whatever. I mean, OSA thinks he's 70. My scout thinks he's 80. Now, what it comes down to for me is it's going to be one of these guys. It's going to be one of these high schoolers, one of these 80 potential. I mean, look at this. We get to season 3, and all of a sudden the whole draft class is loaded. I haven't touched anything. This is just what's been loaded in somehow. I mean, that's just crazy. You got this guy who's a relief pitcher who can apparently play a really good outfield, but can't hit. Okay. But yeah, it's going to come down to either George Meekhoff from Monsignor McClancy in Queens or Gavin Schuster. And it's just, do we want this guy's... I mean, this bat is so enticing with the speed profile, the high contact, the 85 gap power with good power and eye to go with it, and he could give you like a decent third base, it looks like. Good personality class, good speed profile. Or you get George Meekhoff, who gives you a similar high contact gap power profile. Not as good gap power potential, but still like an elite level The BABIP is slightly lower, but then he has more power and more eye to go with it, and he gives you elite outfield defense with the 70 range. The thing is, his personality class is bad. And I think it's just, I really love this bat, but I think it's just you have to take the guy who can play the elite position at an elite level, or even just like a solidly above league average level at the worst. I think you just have to take that guy. This guy's bat combined with his defense is more valuable than this guy's really good bat at a non-premium infield position, playing it at a probably just barely average level with this 50 range. So George Meekhoff is our guy here from Monsignor McClancy in Queens. So he's going to be our guy. And I'm looking at the draft pool, not even the sortable list, of course. Draft Central, please. Sortable list. Yeah, George Meekhoff. Boom. That's our first round pick. Meet the demand. Welcome. Oh, it actually did it. It actually said the correct pick. Ah, look at that, huh? Look at that. Actually the correct pick. Auto draft for Seattle, and I picked one pick, and I was like, oh, what the hell? This guy just went, he lasted that long? No. He went one pick after us. Okay, I hit this instead of this. Go to the next pick. Boom. Second round pick. Ignore that entire whatever the hell that was me freaking out about. So yeah, now second round pick here. Still some really good potential guys here. We got 475s. We got a high school, a college starter from University of San Francisco. Don't love his control, the 40 control potential. The rest of this stuff looks really, really good. But, I mean, even the personality class, but only 40 control. We could possibly take this guy and, hope that he can go in the dev lab and move this control up. Especially with the adaptability IQ here. But if there's somebody better than him, potentially, this guy also, 40 control, his pitches look even better. Ramon Hernandez here, not to be confused with the former catcher of the Orioles and Reds, is what I remember him being. I remember seeing him at the Orioles games I used to go to when I was growing up. Yeah, this guy is what we're talking about here. High control, elite movement, the BABIP just good enough. 50 potential stuff, 3 really good pitches, fastball, changeup, splitter, 65 stamina, good personality class. He might be our guy. Now it's pronounced T-ball, T-ball, something like that, T-bow, T-bone. Because in my mind, when I see this name, somebody when I was growing up, there was a goalie for the Chicago Blackhawks who had this last name. And somebody along the lines told me that it was pronounced T-bone. I don't think that is. Just looking, I think it's Thibault. Thibault? I don't know. Somebody who speaks French left, let me know. Some Canadian. Chap! Get in the comments, let me know. But yeah, this guy, I mean, he's probably my favorite one available of these 75s. Wiggins is a reliever, so we are not going to go for him. Cecil Inglis, lefty from a Mississauga high school, not even 18 years old, left, committed to Columbia. Interesting. This guy is also quite interesting. High control, not good as movement, but he's got the stuff. So he's got high control and high stuff. His pitches, I mean, are looking crazy too. He only has high adaptability. He has low loyalty. I mean, those guys are both really good. I would say it comes down to Thibault and the actual Canadian here. Thibault's not Canadian, is he? No, he's born in Houston, committed to TCU, went to a high school in Vernon, Connecticut. So yeah, it comes down to Thibault and Mr. Cecil here, the Canadian so far. And then Bob Scatteroo also looks quite damn good. But I think I prefer either Hernandez or Inglis. And then we got a catcher who can't really catch. This guy looks decent too. I mean, it looks really good, let's be honest. I don't know what's going on with this draft class compared to the other ones I was doing, but the other ones look like shit. And then this one, we're in round 2 here, and I would have been taking these guys round 1 previous drafts. So, yeah, I think we're gonna, between Thibault and Cecil, let's compare these guys. So when it comes to their potential, I mean, yeah. I mean, like, one bad dev lab thing, and this movement drops down to 45, and he's no longer good. And then, whereas this guy, one bad dev lab thing, and the stuff drops down to 45, he's still got the elite movement and control to play that stuff up. Now, the BABIP is kind of concerning to me that if this isn't 50, he's suddenly not as interesting. But I think we just have to go with Thibaut here. 60, he's got the better stamina, too. Yeah. I think that's who we're going with. So Kurt Thibaut here is going to be our guy. I will look up eventually how to pronounce that name, and he will be our second round pick. Boom. Move things on to our third round selection, and we actually have that this year because we did not sign a compensation player in free agency, and Ramon Hernandez is still here, as well as Jason Hager. This Clinton Harris guy, if we want to go the high school route, is still here with 3 potential 80 grade pitches. Okay. I think if we go the college route, though, I think we're still probably leaning Hager. I mean, why is he so... I guess because of the stuff? But then his BABIP's only 40. I don't understand why he is so much better rated than Clinton Harris. Is it the stamina? It's got to be the stamina. 60 stamina for him. And Clinton Harris has 55 stamina. Like, it just has to be the stamina. Or I guess, I don't know. I guess I don't know. I guess they don't value the control as much. Like, his stuff is 80, his movement is better, his BABIP is worse. But then he has 40 control, so like that, he's just a reliever. Like, if he doesn't get a huge dev lab bump, he's a reliever. Whereas Clinton Harris, if this actually develops, he's just a starter with what he's outlooked as from the start. And he's got the 3 potential 80 pitches. I think we got to go Clinton Harris here. I think he's our guy. Unless there's like a bat here that stands out. Like, this guy can't play the field. This guy is very intriguing with the gap power, the power and eye. He's definitely a second baseman or a third baseman, not a shortstop. Yeah, Danny Munson could be an option. This guy's a closer. That's a no thank you. This guy is going to strike out 50% of the time. Mike McDonald has no gap power. This guy's not as intriguing. This guy's got 80 power, is going to strike out 50% of the time, and he's never going to hit doubles. Another Canadian here from Alberta, committed to a University of British Columbia. Interesting. Not good enough control. Good contact bat, but has no gap or power or eye. Jimmy Baugh is he's solid all around, but he doesn't have a positional home. His bat's not good enough to overlook that he has no positional home to play first base. So I think Clinton Harris is our guy. Clinton Harris, we're taking him over Jason Hager just because the control scares me off of Hager and the BABIP. And then Ramon Hernandez also has the control issue. Even though he does look like he's going to, throw 101 miles an hour. He has the control issue. But also, man, that's... Because with Hernandez, you look at Hernandez and it's just obvious why he's rated better than Harris. He's a high school guy. Harris is a college guy, so he's closer to the big leagues theoretically, although he's actually a 30 overall, according to our scout right now, and he's only a 25. And this is only average, too, so these are liable to change after we take them. There's, more fog of war this year in the draft. This is tough. Because I feel like if we do go the draft one of these guys and then just hope we can get their control up to the dev lab, this guy is the one you want to go with over Hager. Because Hager only has the 45 BABIP. He only has 2 elite pitches with 1 good third pitch and then these 2 below average pitches. The movement's good, but the stuff is it still looks like it could be good, but the BABIP is not great. Whereas Hernandez, All this just looks elite except for the control. I've talked myself into it. Ramon Hernandez is our man. The UNC Asheville commit. Shout out MJ Lenderman, Asheville, North Carolina. We're taking him 3rd round here. Boom. Ramon Hernandez, welcome to the organization. Move things on round 4. And Danny Munson's here. I think that's just got to be who we take. I think that's just got to be who we take here. I don't think that this guy could be interesting, but I think Danny Munson is better. We do like this guy's committed to Northeastern. As we all know, I'm a big fan of the cold weather state guys. But this guy's a switch hitter. He's just got better potentials across the board. Better speed profile. And defense. Defense, Erickson is better, but it's like, he could give you like a good second base. Whereas Munson is more of a third baseman. And he's also a switch hitter. I think we just got to go Munson. I think Munson is the guy. Yeah. Munson's a high leader. Erickson is high adaptability. Doesn't have as much power. Yeah, it's Munson. Munson's the guy. We're taking him round 4. Once again, just crazy draft class we're having here as move things on to round 5. Is Erickson still there? He is not. We've got a very Polish man here from Ohio. Oh, no, he's born in Ohio, but went to De La Salle, which is a just powerhouse high school. No, thank you. He does have 80 control, which is interesting. Jim Tucker, big swinging, gonna strike out 50% of the time guy. Mike McDonald, the catcher, who's a ground ball hitter and has no gap power or power. Rich Gibson, big power, huge swing and miss. High school pitcher. Don't love the BABIP or the control. This guy doesn't have enough power or gap or eye to make the contact intriguing. This guy's interesting. I mean, this guy might be the guy. Just right away, this guy might be the guy. Ryan Keyes here. Flat across the board, really good. Like 55 contact, all the contact ones, 80 gap power, 50 power. The 45 eye is not great, but he has a great speed profile to go along with the gap power, plus the contact and the power. 60 range, 65 arm. It looks like he's going to be more of an elite corner guy, which we could always use here in Miami. Lefty guy from Katy, Texas. It looks like he went to high school, born in Houston. And just elite personality, leader, loyalty, work ethic, baseball IQ. He's got the whole shebang here. Just doesn't have adaptability, but we can overlook that when he has loyalty and leader thrown in there as well. So Ryan Keyes, looking like he's our guy here. This guy's a catcher who can't catch. This guy doesn't have the gap power that Keyes has. Gentile here, the switch hitting first baseman, doesn't have a good enough bat to be a first baseman. So I'm thinking it's Ryan Keyes. Welcome to the organization, lefty outfielder. Move things on to round 6. Still, some good players here, folks. We got this guy. I mean, look at these players, man. We're in round 6 right now. What's the hell's going on? Was there like an update or something? I mean, look at this guy. This guy's here in round 6. Yeah, this guy doesn't have the gap power. This guy doesn't really have that intriguing of a bat. Greg Gomez is even an interesting player. What are the best pitchers here? We still got the 60 potential pitcher here. I mean, we still get this guy with 80 control, who's a different guy from 80 control than the other guy I was looking at. This guy goes to some school in Philly, committed to San Diego State with the elite control. Oh yeah, here's the other 80 control guy. Chad Bartlett looks really, really enticing. 70 control, already has 40. He's a college guy from University of Rhode Island. Boom, you're already atop my list with the cold weather state stuff. You get the 50 stuff, you get the 50 potential movement for stuff and movement. The home runs allowed, the BABIP is also 50 potential. We don't love that the home run allowed is only 25 right now. That's kind of worrying me. That's not going to develop, but looks like he's going to have 4 above average pitches with 2 really good ones. Chad Bartlett here. Looking like a guy. Looking like a guy. This guy's a reliever. Oh, no, this guy, it says he's a reliever, but he could give you some starts, 40 stamina. I think I prefer the control guy right now, though. I think I prefer Chad Bartlett. He's got 40 stamina, too. Why is this guy future starter? I don't... Maybe because the movement's not developed? This guy's also a college guy. Multi-inning reliever. Okay, he's had a bunch of, like, ups and downs all over the place with his development, whereas Chad Bartlett has had a bunch of downs recently. The stamina's dropped a ton this year. Interesting. His control's even gone down a little bit, but this past offseason, his velo did go up. Deserve a spot in the rotation, but likely closer to the bottom than the top. Yeah, I'd say that's probably fair. And then Seagraves is multi-inning reliever. Danny Tomlinson looks like he's a really good reliever. This guy's got crazy stuff, has no clue where it's going. Why does the name Bobby Dahl stand out to me? Yeah, so I think if we go pitcher, we're going Chad Bartlett. But then if we go hitter, it's probably between this guy and... How's this guy hit? He can't hit. It's probably between this guy and Ferruzzi here. Ferruzzi's got the name... I mean, they both have crazy names. You either got... Never mind, that's Fernandez, this guy. This guy just got like a crazy like German name, Borg Schulte or something like that. And this guy's just got the crazy Italian name, Bruce Ferruzzi here. Yeah, the bat is just like his bat is not... The contact is not good enough. His contact is better. He's got slightly better eye, but he has better gap, and then they have the same power. His gap is like only a little bit better, but his eye is way better. So basically, it's like, how do you want the guy to get on base more? You want him to walk more? You want him to like maybe have a little bit more less strikeout potential? Because they both have the same BABIP. He just might strike out more, but he's going to walk more. They're going to hit some like basically the same amount of home runs. I mean, I guess he theoretically is going to hit like slightly more doubles. The speed profile, that goes to Borg Schulte here. And then it comes down to the defense, folks. Borg Schulte does not have a position for us defensively, and Bruce Ferruzzi is a... can't really play the corner outfield. He is a first baseman. Okay. So he's an outfielder who can't play the outfield in Florida. I mean, maybe the 55 range could hack it. Maybe we get a dev lab bump. But he's a lefty-lefty guy, so he can only play like a really good first base in the infield. Man. Man. I think I do like Borg Schulte's bat more, but he has no positional home aside from first base, and even then, he's not going to be able to play you a good first base. Like, he's a DH or just a really bad first baseman. So it's two flawed defensive players with good bat outlooks between Ferruzzi and Borg Schulte, who I think I prefer Borg Schulte's bat more, like I've said, but Ferruzzi looks like he could be... he also has a high adaptability, low greed. He has high work ethic, high greed. No, I think we got to go Ferruzzi if we go bats, just because he has no defensive home. The bat's not that much better that we can overlook the fact that Ferruzzi could maybe hack it in left field with this 55 range. He could give you an elite first base, and then he could also has high adaptability, which in my mind helps in the dev lab, so maybe he gets a big boost to the outfield range in the dev lab at some point in his career, and then, you know, he has the good defense with a good bat. So I think we got to go Ferruzzi. We're going Ferruzzi here. We're going the bat route. Man committed to Stanford. Or was he at Stanford already? I don't know. So we move things on. Borg Schulte is not there anymore. Our Chad Bartlett is, baby. We're going Chad Bartlett. Boom. We get the Rhode Island pitcher. Move things on to round 8, and there's still dudes on the board, man. There's still dudes on the board. Boom. Look at this. Really good defensive catcher. You can always use those guys throughout the organization. Maybe he gets to the big leagues, maybe he doesn't. This guy's really good too. I think the other guy's better between the two catchers, Mike Blair and Chase Lane. Okay, so Chase Lane's got a better bat. Contact is better by a good bit. He has better gap. He has better power by 5 and gap for the power. The eye is 10 better for Mike Blair. But then I think the defense goes to Blair. Yes, the defense goes to Blair. Blair could even give you like a solid first base. It looks like the error is not great, but the defense goes to Blair. And the bat isn't that much better for Lane that I want to overlook Blair. So I think Blair is our preferred guy here. There's still this 80 power guy here who's going to strike out a shit ton, but I really don't want to do that because he's going to strike out that much to the level where it just overlooks the 80 power. Same sort of thing with Jimmy Danbury here, who has a horrible personality class, very high development risk as well. This guy's a medium. Blair's a medium. Whoa, this guy's got a crazy name. You're telling me this guy's not from Finland? This guy is from Coral Springs, Florida, born in Miami Gardens, but not Finnish, apparently. In my headcanon, this guy is the son of a Finnish Florida Panthers player. Yeah, I think we're just going to go the catcher. We're going to go Mike Blair. He's our guy. Mike Blair, the catcher, committed to the California University of Pennsylvania. Boom. We're taking him. Move things on to round 9. And Jim Tucker is still here. And I think at this point, we might just have to take a swing on the big bat. Take a swing on the big power. See if it develops, unless we like one of these pitchers more than we like that bat. Okay, so like Amo is a crazy stuff reliever who has no clue where it's going, to a point where he's never going to be able to pitch in the big leagues with 30 control. John Craven could be an interesting starter. If all this develops exactly what it says, he could be like a 5th starter who gives you a ton of innings, like an innings eater type. Trent Doby is a really solid reliever. Bobby Dahl is like okay-ish. The 45 control and the 45 BABIP push him down the list for me. So I think it's between Brian Burnett and Wiskowski here, the Polish name. Wiskowski has better movement. They have the same control, and then he has better stuff by 5. But the movement and the control and the movement and control should play up the stuff. So this is kind of not really interesting to me. And then he has 3 pitches that have 50, but then it's also going to play up the pitches. Am I just looking at this from a standpoint of, do I prefer the guy who has a cooler name than the guy whose name is just Brian Burnett, as opposed to, some sick, like, Chicago Polish name, Midwestern Polish name? Maybe. But I do think that Burnett is the better stamina. Burnett's just the guy. Unfortunately, Burnett is the better player here. So we're going to go Brian Burnett, lefty finesse guy, committed to San Diego State. Boom, we're taking him, moving things on, and Wiskowski's gone, damn it. So I think at this point, it's just we got to take a swing either on the big power of Jim Tucker and hope that maybe he gets like a DevLab boost or something with the Avoid K, or John Craven. I think those are the guys here. And once again, we are in round 10 here, and I'm still talking through these picks because that's how good this draft class is, according to my scout. It's crazy. What the hell's going on here? What's going on out there? Fuck it. We're taking a shot in the big power here. Boom. Jim Tucker, move things on. And John Craven's still there. We're taking John Craven. Boom. Alrighty, folks. So here we are at the end of the first-year player draft here in 2027. We have gone through, and I think we showed everything through round 11, if I'm not mistaken. So we left off at round 11, then at round 12, we ended up taking that other catcher who we were looking at, Chase Lane, because he was still there. I just thought he was the best available player, so we took him. Then we took Chris King, a 70 infield range, 60 turn double play, 65 harm. The error is a bit problematic, but looks like he could be a really good infield player, as well as give you left field if you're not in Miami, I guess. But good defensive player, high schooler, took him round 13. Round 14, we took that big stuff fastball slider guy who has no clue where it's going. Just thought he was an interesting player to take a swing on, late round pick. Then we took in round 15, Brendan Lawson, a infielder from Canada who looked like he had a decent bat at this point. 55 BABIP, 55 power, 55 gap and 55 power. Those three things right alone there with 60 infield range I thought was very intriguing. So we took him. And then around 16, we took another Canadian, Greg Scrooby. Not Scooby, not Scooby-Doo, it's Greg Scrooby-Doo. That's his nickname. Scrooby-Doo, though. We're doing it right now. Scrooby-Doo. Scrooby. Is there a dash? Is there a dash in Scrooby-Doo? There's a dash. There's a dash in Scrooby-Doo. Greg Scrooby-Doo over here from British Columbia. Not exactly the best catcher, but I thought his bat was intriguing with the high work ethic, so we took him. And then in round 17, we took Joe Buckland, a right-handed hitting third baseman, probably more so of a first baseman. Once again, interesting bat to me. 50 BABIP, 55 power. It's round 17 at that point. And then this is a really, really good player to get in round 17. The past year's drafts that we've been taking, I mean, this would have been like a round 7 player that we were taking. So round 18, Alex Lamelli, a right-handed pitcher from Puerto Rico. At the Puerto Rico Baseball Academy was where we're taking him from. Big stuff, decent movement, big fastball splitter combo. The control's not so great, but my thinking is that, we'll probably let him start in the minors, but as he works his way up the system, if he does, he might be more so looked at as a reliever for us in the big leagues if he ever makes it there. But for now, we'll probably let him start and see how things go. And then round 19, we took Drake McBride, a really good defensive center fielder, big speed, 75 range, play some good defense for us in the minor leagues, high leader to have that in the minors as well. Do I expect this bat to ever make it to the big leagues? No. Do I expect him to ever make it to the big leagues? No. But he's going to go down there, help our BABIP, help our team defense down there at the lower leagues of the minors. So that's what his role is in the organization. And then around 20, we took Christian Hamilton from Lauderhill, Florida. It was at the University of Miami. He's just moving. I don't know how close their stadium is to the Marlins stadium or their facility, but I was going to say moving across the street. I don't know if it's across the street. I'm not from Miami. But anyways, good slap hitter bat with some good eye potential. Maybe we get something lucky with the gap power to go up. Good speed profile, 60 range in the outfield. Local kid. I thought it was a no-brainer for the 20th round pick. So Christian Hamilton joins the organization, and that is our draft class here in 2027.